Hi guys, Deluded Gooner. It's been a while, got to digest the result. Obviously, our defence, as we all know, you've been watching, I'm very critical of our defence. I was a defender. Yeah, let's just talk about our defence, man. Especially in light that, I mean, Munich put 10 past us, Watford scored 3, Chelsea scored 3, West Brom scored 3, Liverpool scored 3. All in quick succession, or if I'm not mistaken, technically in a row. So something's been going on. Let's get into it. Firstly, of course, they're lacking in confidence in regards to how the spell's been going, but that's not good enough. Like I've been saying, I'm sure everybody that watches my videos has seen me from last year pinpointed the same exact mistakes we've been making, and I have said this before in my videos. When you make a mistake several times, it's a choice. They're choosing to make this. They need to be pulled aside. And in regards to Wenger and the Arsenal board, stop trying to build, as I keep saying as well, stop trying to build a house from top down. It has to be the other way. The only way you can build a successful winning side is if the defence is great. We're doing it the wrong way. We're going away from what made us successful. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the back four. Bellerin, this year, started off superbly. For the large part, has been good. Dropped off along with the rest of the team 2017, has made some glaring mistakes, still extremely naive. There's a lot of incidences where he's been naive, Bournemouth the best, but he's come a long way. He did have issues getting close to his centre-back last year and the year before. He's improved that. He's now rarely caught out in that regard, started to the point at times he's too tight to his fullback. He tracks his runners a bit more now. The injury that against Chelsea, he's tracking runners. The goal that Ospina is blamed for the other day against whoever we played, I think it was West Brom, Bellerin was there. We all know he's superb going forward. He just needs to be coached. He's, like I said, he's young and naive. He's still doing naive things. He's a good fullback. He's one of the best in the league, yes, but he's still vastly overrated. He needs to be coached and get the old bad habits out. Mustafi, on the basis that I was happy, and I'm still happy that he's part of this side. Like him, he's vocal, he's aggressive, good in the air, but he does have shortcomings. Of course, he's better than what we had previously, so I'm happy, like I said. But he does have shortcomings. He likes to get tight. He personally needs to be told you can't win every ball. Stop being naive. He's still a younger centre back. He needs to get that out. And at the same time, they need to know, the other defenders need to know the characteristics of of their fellow defenders. If Mustafi likes to get tight, someone needs to tuck in. I would say as well in regards to tucking in, when Mustafi steps into the defence, into midfield, as he likes to in regards to ball playing, Koscielny as well, who is covering, who is staying tight, that's more of a conversation for the midfield and another video. But you get where I'm going. Koscielny, he needs to, I understand the leading by example and he does that well, but it's come to a point you need to open your mouth now. You need to be more demanding of your midfielders. Pull them back. Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, everybody's pulling their defenders back. Even Xhaka in the centre mids. There's instances Xhaka and etc. could have closed down. He needs to do that. He needs to demand more. That's my big thing for Koscielny, and get his confidence back. That's it. We all know Koscielny's a very good defender and whatnot, but he needs to improve that regard. Monreal, we all know I've been calling for a new left back. I've been vocal in the need for a new left back from last year. We do need a new left back, but I do have a lot of sympathy for Monreal. He's constantly targeted by teams, beaten in the air, picked on him. From Adama Traore to Eden Hazard, they always target Monreal. So I have a lot of sympathy for him. I think he is getting past it. He's been a loyal servant. He's finally got some consistency in his game that he didn't have in early stages of his Arsenal career. And I don't think he's been the worst in the back four recently. He's been rubbish in regards to all of them, but he hasn't been the worst. While I do think he needs to be moved on for the reasons I've just listed, it's a bit harsh for me to target just him because of the reasons I've said. But the main thing for me, people, is shape and demanding. You need to move in sync as a back four. You need to know what the left back's job is. Even if you're a left back, you need to know what the right back is doing. Job is. If you're a centre back, you need to know what the whole back four's job is. You need to know where the whole back four is. We need to make things easier for ourselves. We're great with our movement off the ball, but off the ball in regards to defending, we're poor. We're constantly caught out. Constantly. How many times do you see none of our centre midfielders dropping back? And we're constantly counter-attacked. The midfield is for another day. I'll make another video about that. But let's not get off task. Ospina in check. Meant to ooze confidence. At back five, as you guys hear me call it. It's meant to ooze confidence. Ospina, don't think he's good by any means of the imagination. He just showed against West Brom why he shouldn't play ahead of Czech. And he just made people who say he should start ahead of Czech feel very stupid. Another thing I will say as well, we're not sensible. Every player is human. They have shortcomings. I know football fans hate to admit that. John Terry, let's take John Terry for example. Terrific centre-back. Had problems playing the high line. So what does Jose do? Either get someone to tuck in behind him so to make up the ground because John Terry wasn't the fastest, or you drop the line deeper. That doesn't mean John Terry's any less of a defender. It's just common sense and sensibleness. We don't do that with Arsenal. That is why we're being held back. Bold and Wenger were both defenders. I really can't understand why they can't do this. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of conceding the same sort of goal. There's just so much, like, there's so many examples. Every big team or any team that's won any sort of title has had a decent back line, or the whole team has learned how to defend in sync. I believe you press from the front. We don't do that. Again, for another video. But even look at Leicester. Wes Morgan, Hoof, Fuchs, and Danny Simpson. None of them are anything to write home about. But it shows what happens when you're competent at the back. And where you can go if you get the basics right and you build on from there. And we're just naive. I mean, I said it will be another video about the midfielders, but Ox spoke about how they were warned about certain players that were threats in the air against West Brom and where to be defensively. And they completely went around and didn't listen and went and done that. And done the complete opposite. What does that say about our players? It says everything I've been saying, and it says that they're retarded. Between being retarded, between not respecting the manager, between not reacting, or just plain ignorance and stupidity, it is one of them things that's leading our players to make these choices. It is ridiculous. Like, it can't keep going on. How many times are we going to concede the same sort of goal? I keep saying West Ham away last year, United away last year, Chelsea this year, Watford this year, Bayern Munich, there's numerous examples. The Chelsea game, not winning headers. Liverpool, Chelsea game, backing off Hazard. Same sort of errors that we keep committing. The back four need to improve defensively. They need to be taught. You cannot build a house top to bottom. You build it like that when the sun is shining, like you saw at the beginning of the season, and everything was going well for us, winning games where we shouldn't have been winning. Everything's hunky-dory. But then you see when it starts raining and the weather is poor, like you saw in the December period, and you see what we're really made of, you see what's happening. I don't feel any of these players are necessarily bad, but they need to be taught how to defend. They need to be taught to not be naive, to not give cheap mistakes. And they're getting away with it. Dilly Laguna, guys, I'm out. Just how I would feel the back four need to improve.